We've arrived in St Kitts. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and it's 29 degrees and it's going to go up to 32 degrees. This little island is only 68 square miles and over a quarter of it is protected.
St Kitts loves cruise ships and it can hold 4 big cruise ships at these 2 jetties that pop out from the main cruise terminal, but
if there are lots of ships in, you may dock in the container port, but the shuttle bus will bring you here. The ship docks in Zante, and here is a shopping area which is the only place where you don't pay VAT on the island. And from here you can get your buses and go out on your tours for the day. And the tourism authority is up the end here.
you can get a local bus to the fortress, but it's a long climb up the hill. We'll show you that. But
there are no public buses to take you to the beaches. You have to get a taxi, and that's official from the tourist office. The island is bound by official prices to every beach and every site, and you can get the list for that from the tourist authority.
So the taxis at the port offering you shared taxis to the beach, it's a good deal.
Don't ignore these guys. Sometimes they are beating the government price. A shared taxi. Then you can pay as little as $4 there, $4 back per person, but you have to wait for the taxi to fill up.
Many Caribbean islands we'd say go straight to the beach. But St Kitts has a little more. Port Village is nice, the old town is lovely, the fortress.
Whereas some of the ports are purpose-built when you get here, this is more relaxed. It's like a little village with restaurants and bars.
And we'll show you a couple of beaches. Everyone has their favourite, but we'll go to Friars and Shipwreck. One by taxi, one on excursion. You'll see.
A lot of people would just stay in the square. There's shopping, you can eat, drink here and chat to the lovely people of St Kitts. We came with Debbie. She dropped us off at Carambola Beach Club, which is just along from Friars Bay, and we only paid $5 a person, which was a good deal. You can stay at Carambola, rent a chair and have a jet ski.
Or just chill out on a deck chair and read my book, Cruise Ship Heist.
The sea is really clear right by the club, and that's the shack we're aiming for, right down there.
The shacks and grills always give the beach great character.
About 5 minutes along is the Discovery Bar, and you have to wash your feet before you go in. You can eat lobster, shrimps, burgers, and sample local beers and have a rum punch.
Some cruisers prefer Frigate Bay, which is a little further along. Obviously, this is slightly cheaper for the taxis to drop you at.
The further away from the more expensive beach club, the less golden and the more volcanic the sand gets, but the more fun it gets. This is Shipwreck Beach Club.
The Shipwreck Beach Club is famous, but it's not on Shipwreck Beach. This is Friars Beach, or just along from Friars. We'll take you to Shipwreck Beach in a moment.
So that is shark steak, and this is cheese and black bean nacho, and this is a great shack. Great rum punch. If you want to come to an authentic Caribbean shack, ask the taxi driver for Shipwreck, which is just along from Friars Bay.
Let's look at the town before another beach.
If you make for this lovely old clock in the centre of town, this is where you'll find the minibuses and the local taxis. There's no timetable, but the buses' prices are quite reasonable. Basse-Terre is the capital of St Kitts, and the circus here was based on Piccadilly Circus, and the clock, which was based on Big Ben, is a monument to Thomas Berkeley. If you get too hot, and you probably will, Independence Square offers lots of shade, and it's next to the cricket pitch.
In contrast to this, St Kitts has a number of lush rainforests you can visit. Have a look at our St Lucia rainforest tour.
The fountain was built to commemorate the introduction of pipe-borne water into Basse-Terre, and behind it is a Catholic church. On the other side of town is an Anglican church with a bell tower, and we're going to look for that now. We found the church. Let's see if I can climb to the top. If you thought the stone steps in Tallinn were narrow, try these. At the bottom there's a very narrow spiral stair, and then I'm on my 3rd flight of steep wooden steps, and in this heat it's quite challenging. You come up through a trap door and you end up on it's like a corrugated iron roof, but I'm assured it's quite safe to stand on. And then you've got these wonderful views.
There is even more in St Kitts than the rainforest. You could hike on the volcano, ride on a horse, or take the train across the island, when inevitably you're going to hear about the dark history, the slavery.
So here's the bell. I better not ring it or they might all come to church, but I think I could.
No, we can't. It's automatic.
Ah.
We only during communion time, the sexton would ring this one inside, but the other one is automatic. It rings on itself.
So you can't go up there and ring it?
No, you can't, because you would be disturbing the town.
Right.
Because you have so many persons down there depend on it. So when they hear the bell, they'll check their watch to make sure all is well. And it's the same time.
On the hour?
Yes, yes.
Good job I didn't ring it.
Here's one of the excursions coming back, one of the many you can take all around St Kitts. We thoroughly enjoyed our walk and mixing with the people and discussing their problems, because it was just after one of their inevitable hurricanes and they were still repairing and cleaning up.
The tables on the beach are where the fishermen clean their catch, and that's why all these birds are swarming around.
The only excursion we've done on St Kitts, apart from the cab to the beach, is a boat excursion to Shipwreck Beach. That's coming up in just a second, but first we are going to try and find the fortress by bus.
If you turn left out of the port and come to the ferry terminal, that's where you catch the bus that'll take you to Brimstone Fortress.
You knew we'd find the local bus.
We've just got here for $2 on a local bus. Let's go and have a look at it.
A local bus is not just about saving a few dollars. It's about meeting local people and discovering.
It's been quite a walk, but I can actually see the top at last. So once you get here, it's $10. You go to the ticket office and it's $10 per person. They seem to have an excess of cannon barrels here. They use some on the way up to prop up the fence. They've got some here. Some museums would die to have these. The first cannons were mounted on Brimstone Hill in the 1690s by the British in an effort to recapture Fort Charles from the French below. It's a bit like a hike on a Norwegian fjords cruise, except I've just climbed all the way up here in 32 degrees. Very good exercise, great view.
As Jean just mentioned, the fjords, which is nowhere near the Caribbean, can I just remind you we have port guides for the whole world, from the Baltic to Iceland, from Australia up through Africa, Polynesia, Hawaii, Pearl Harbor, South America, into Rio. Cruise ports everywhere. You could cruise to some amazing places.
Brimstone Hill is the result of a volcanic eruption from which they kilned the line and cut the rock to make the fort.
You can also see our selection of cruise ships that we've filmed tours of. Some very premium ones, and some where you could afford to cruise over and over again. Your choice. Look at the ships.
The views of St Kitts are spectacular, from the rainforests to the sea. What is astonishing is not just the size of these cannons, but the number of them they've brought to the top of this hill. Each room has its function. There's the gunpowder room, and this is the bakehouse where they provided the bread rations for the soldiers on a daily basis. If you are bringing your children here, just remember there are a lot of ledges and holes and no handrails. It's a bit of a nightmare for safety for children. This fortress is a fantastic example, if you like fortresses. Behind me is St Eustatius Island, and it's 8 square miles, and then behind that is St Martin, but it's cloudy, you can't see it today.
See our port guide on the St Martin.
The island in the distance is St Nevis.
We're off to Shipwreck Beach, and this is an excursion organised from our cruise ship. And there is a clue to how the beach got its name.
We've landed at a beach in St Kitts, the one that's famous for the ship that was shipwrecked in the hurricane. And now we're going to have some time on the beach to snorkel, swim, do whatever we want to for a while. It's a great tour so far. There are 2 decks, very uncrowded. There's clear instruction in what to do in an emergency. There are lifeboats on the roof. There are life jackets, and we're told how to use them. There's a great still band. You get 3 free drinks. What's not to like? It's been great. One once you're in, I promise. This is the St Kitts Cruise, Still Band and Snorkel Tour.
I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed this tour and it was worth every penny.
Everybody rocked off the ship and some guests came up to us and said it was the best tour they'd ever done. We're in the beautiful port of St Lucia. If you want the beach, don't be tempted to turn left by the bay. You've got to walk up to the roundabout and turn left by the airport. Walk all the way round, come down here to the beach. It's a beautiful Caribbean beach. Not only is it a gorgeous beach, there's natural shade from the trees, so you don't even have to hire a sunbed. It's a shame you can't just run across the runway because the ship really is just over there. A stone's throw from the ship, we found the church, the square, and now we're going to look at the market.
We had a little rainfall last night, so the rainfall is a little wet and also very slippery.
There are 3 activities here. There's the skyline, which doesn't take any effort. There's the zip line, which is going to take a lot of adrenaline. And there's the hike. There are several varieties of snakes in the forest. Ample toilets, there's a cafe and a shop. All in all, it's a brilliant experience. We're en route to the springs and the volcano, and this is a $1 washroom stop. This is an active volcano, and all the mountains around it are the rim. So this could erupt.
So if you see I'm running, you follow.
It absolutely stinks. Great bar, music and steaming ice to keep you cool. Welcome to the rainforest island of Dominica.
But then in 1690, the French came in. And then in 1726, the British came in.
It's hot, you're going to need a hat.
President's Palace, Queen Victoria Memorial Building, the Parliament Building, the Cathedral. Then I go to Monbrose.
We're in the Monbrose area, and this was the British area, the area occupied by British troops. Behind me is the capital city, Roseau.
Then I go into the Botanical Gardens.
As you can see, it is stunningly beautiful here.
And then I do the twin waterfalls, the Trafalgar Falls. Okay, if you notice, it's in the tropical rainforest.
So we call it chuk chuk. You pour boiling water on this and drink it.
It's a natural medicine.
Unsweetened too.
There are a lot of natural herbal medicines in the forest. The old people know about this, and when I say old, one has just died at 128. Wow. We're on the viewing platform of the falls. It's a great view. If you want to climb, you can go and swim.
I started collecting these cruise port guides for me to research to write the books that are the cruise thrillers that you see me advertising. These books are what support the whole of Doris Visits. So if you wouldn't mind, please read Cruise Ship Heist and please review it after you've read it. Thank you.